Hey everyone, welcome back to Cloud Consultant YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about MCP server demo first. So I'm starting the series with the example of all MCP servers to automate your AWS infrastructure to generate the daily tasks, daily DevOps tasks or architect tasks, how to use a natural language to manage your day-to-day activities from the operational perspective. So yeah, today it would be generating the AWS billing report and cloud diagram. So in our day-to-day DevOps activity, we are ending up to create the different sort of architecture diagram. Means we spend a day to generate the application architectures or AWS infrastructure architecture diagram, and also we are ending up to understand what is the billing, how the billing has to be cost optimized, what are the opportunity to save the cost of AWS billing, right? So everything we'll try to understand using a natural language without logging to AWS console. We will try to manage this task. Yep. So first, let's break this down. Uh, like what really happening behind the scene, right? When we combine the MCP servers with a separate client tool, right? So here I'm going to use Amazon Q as a client tool, which will invoke my MCP client and MCP server. So there are different sort of client where mm, uh, it can be used. So for example, Cursor, we have Visual Studio client, and we can use Cloud Desktop. So these are just set of a client which can be used to simply give a prompt as a natural language, and you will get the response to the MCP server. So in this demo, I'm going to use Amazon Q with my Cloud9 IDE tool, and which will interact the. So we will also set up the MCP client tool, which will retrieve the data from MCP server. So we're gonna use the pre-built MCP servers from AWS. AWS has started a journey of building the MCP servers for every now and then they're bringing up the new services, categorizing the things. Yes. So I think let's head back to the demo session without wasting further time. I would be starting with a demo first, um, like creating the IDE tool. So I'll be using the Cloud9 as my virtual IDE tool. So generally people are using, we can use the Visual Studio Code, we can use Cursor, we can use the Cloud Desktop to generate these MCP servers task. Yeah. So I'll be just specifying at workstation. Then after that, I'll just simply give us the set the type of machine that I want, and I can choose default. Having the Visual Studio Code, or if you don't have any other client tools, you can use this system to the cloud and for building the codes and other things. So yeah, I think let's give some time. It takes some time to create this cloud and system. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. Yeah, yeah. Since now the Cloud9 environment is ready, we can proceed to install the Amazon Q. Um, this installation steps can be done on your local VS Code plus anywhere like we're using the client. So I'll just download the libraries first, uh, and then I need to install the Amazon Q. Unzip this file first. So this is the official document of installing the Amazon Q. Yes. So it asks for, like, whether so it Amazon key required to authenticate AWS environment. So if you're using the free AWS builder, so just click on this, um, open here, and so you need to sign up to the at first time. So once you sign up to the community AWS, see if I got any OTP on this. Yeah, I received the OTP 356478. So the moment I get authenticated, it will ask me authorization of my code. So this is the client code, which matches with your authentication, and it need to be validated. So we can confirm and continue. Allow the access. So it says allow Amazon Q developer for the command line access to your data, right? So we need to allow the access so that ID tool can have the access. So the request has been approved. We can close this window now. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, I think this done. So simply, if you run the command Amazon Q, then it generally give you the information about, yeah, so this is successfully installed. We can see the prompt from Amazon Q, and say like you're chatting with the cloud now. What is weather today? I can ask any random questions as you do in a chat GPT, and then general natural language term, and it will give me the information about a specific thing, right? Now that backs to the main task is to generate the architecture diagram. So we need to search for AWS. So we need to search for AWS architectures diagram. Sorry, MCP server. So this will take you to the page of AWS Lab. Uh, Here we can see that this is mainly the community build documentation for all the MCP that they are developing to get used. So here they have given the installation steps, how to install and everything. So I think the prerequisite is to have this packages to be installed. I think I'll have to install the Astral package in my ID tool. So let's do that. I'm using Linux system, so let me run this. I'll come out. I'll just see Control C and come out from the Amazon Q window. Curl. Yep, it is installed. UEX is a tool that is very important to connect to your MCP server. So this we have done. I think we don't require this graphics to be installed. I think it's already there. Now next step is we can just spin up the we can configure the MCP servers through a CLI. So the main thing is that we have to add this MCP JSON into our client systems. Let's do it. So I'll head back to the home directory. So it says that in the document, it says that which location we wanna go there. We want to go to this location, so you can just copy this. VI been saved, and now I can type the Amazon queue again. If you see, like now it's saying that 0 out of 1 MCP server is initialized. Okay, so we got successfully Amazon AWS Lab diagram MCP server loaded. So currently our client is having access to this MCP server, right? So I'm going to simply give a prompt to create the um, 3-tier application architecture diagrams, with the public and private across multiple AZ. So generally what happens is that think of an architect, think of AWS DevOps peoples. They require a day to build an architecture diagram, and they need to adhere the best practices of the AWS, and they need to adhere about what are the latest icon that need to be incorporated with the diagram, right? So without any headache, just a simple prompt. So I'll just pay the prompt, can create the diagram for 3-tier web applications with a presentation tier. Like I have the ALB CloudFront application tier will be the ECS and Fargate, where it's going to be a compute layer. The data layer would be the Aurora Postgres, including your VPC, public, private, subnet core. Check the AWS documentation and ensure that it adhere the AWS practices before you create the diagram. So you're giving this prompt and asking about, to refer the AWS document and other the best practices, and then prepare the diagram, right? So I think yes, I can hit this. Now it's thinking. It will see saying that, okay, I'm going to use list icon from the of. So what it says that generally it will refer to the MCP server which we have added, and out of the from that it will use this tool called list icon tool to list all the tools which is available on AWS. So I'll say, okay, go ahead, trust, and now, so what next action is saying that using this tool from this MCP server, it will try getting the diagram example. Okay, so it is thinking, it is collecting the APIs, and it is just going and asking. So we just have to give the authorization, so it will just refer all the documentation from the AWS, and it start. Now it say that I'll create the comprehensive 3-tier applications best practices based on the well architect framework. Nice. So I haven't mentioned that, to use the well architect framework principle, but it included all the layer this thing. Now running the generate architect. So it's asking, like, now I have a data, now give me the authorization to generate the data diagram from the MCP server. So I'll just say, okay, go ahead and perfect. So I have created the comprehensive 3-tier applications architecture diagram following the AWS practices. Here is what diagram include: presentation layer, application layer, data layer, and what are the AWS best practices he has included. So high availability, security, scalability, performance, network isolations. Amazing. So even from traffic flow, user access the application through the CloudFront CDN, dynamic requests are forwarded to the ALBY integrated. Amazing. Then ALB distributed traffic to the ECS Fargate in private subnets. So your ECS are being provisioned in private subnet, which is cool. Application connect to the Aurora primary and write the reader. Okay, so we requested them to use the serverless Aurora, and outbound traffic from the application goes to the NAT. Okay, fair enough. Even now, if you want to make them some if you find that this is very cool and it is the one that you are expecting, please give it ahead and it will create it, right? So now I think it says the diagram has already been saved on these locations. Follow this and follow the architecture principle: reliability, security, performance, efficiency, and cost optimization. Nice. So I'll just open new terminals, and I'll do what, I'll just try to copy this and download this file and show you guys. Copy /home. So my location is this one. So if you see this, I see this diagram got copied to my home directory. I can download this file. Let's see whether it worked. Amazing. See how well it has been built, right? Wow. So I mean, using all latest icon, it has collected and it built a 3 layer. So you in the first layer, like user comes with a CloudFront CDN, then you have internet traffic, then it is also distributed in 3 layer. So first will be the application load balancer, and the traffic goes to ECS Fargate, which is distributed between AZ1 and AZ2. Nice, and then also AZ3. So it has used 3 AZ servers, and also it has mentioned that the how many subnets you have, like that. As a operation perspective, it also given the operation like which this database belongs to read write, read only, right? And there would be also the container registry and the secret manager, which is out of the VPC, and it has given that. Super cool. So I think let's maybe we can prompt some more else, and ask him to create some more diagram. I think I'll ask him to create. So what I'm saying that please create the diagram EC2 instance VPC connecting the external S3 bucket, and I'm saying that include this networking component like VPC, internet gateway, blah blah thing, and clearly mark that connection between EC2 S3 bucket. Label everything appropriately, consistently, and indicate that all resources are in US East 1 region. Check the AWS documentation and adhere the AWS practices before you create a diagram. Super. So the simple natural language prompt has been given, and now it's thinking. It is asking like, okay, let me generate the diagram based on the prompt which you have given. I think it's already generated. I think it's generating the parameters from the given MCP servers. I think it's doing some labeling over the based on the best practices. Now, nice. I think it said that I have created 2 diagrams showing the EC2 and S3 connectivity following the practices. So it has referred VPC layer, compute layer, security component, what he has used, storage, what he has used, connection method, right? So connection method best practices, VPC endpoint, internet gateway, what are the AWS practices that he has used. And I mean, I haven't asked him to generate the 2 diagram, right? But he himself intelligently, reviewed all the document, and he found that there are maybe he has intelligently found that there's a 2 recommendation that is that, and based on that it is prepared the diagram here. Let me copy this. He has implemented, like saying that how your VPC layer and the VPC components are kept here, and you're going to use S3 bucket for, so how it is specifying like your EC2 will be communicating to your S3 bucket via 2 layer like VPC endpoint, right? And the traffic goes through the HTTP as well. Let me see how the second diagram has been prepared. This is the second diagram. Okay, this looks quite well. So VPC component, and then what all network layer has been added over here, and they also specify the IAM role access policies with all the route tables and then buckets. Cool. That's very helpful. Okay, Now I think this is more about accessing the public, the API. For this, for invoking this MCP server, we didn't have to pass any kind of credential, right? It's just matter of using those file which tried consuming this particular MCP server using UVX command. Now, next demo I'm going to talk about is AWS billing. So I'll try to authenticate the AWS billing with my user profile, and then I think then I will try to communicate with the Amazon queue over the natural language and asking about last month bill, giving some cost optimization suggestion, all of those things. Yep. Let me log into AWS account. Just give me a minute. Then now we'll head back to your second example, like how to retrieve the AWS billing detail, cost optimization suggestion using a natural language prompt. So yeah, let's go back to your, maybe just get exit from your Amazon queue, and then I think that we would required first of all to authenticate the AWS thing. So I'll just search for AWS Lab MCP Server for Cost Explorer, right? So we're gonna use Cost Explorer. Um, Right. So yes, I think it gives you all the feature analyzing the cost uses, compare the cost between your period, forecast the future cost, query the natural language with the natural language, right? So yep, we're gonna pass this MCP server detail in our. So we can also manage your multiple MCP server within our file. So I'll just go there and show you that currently what we have. So in my home directory, I'm having a CD. Okay. Currently I'm on here, so if I do lsn, so you can show you that I have this file called dot folder called dot aws, and this will have Amazon queue. So this is the main file which I was talking about. We can have mcp.json. Here I can try removing that and adding my actual one, but before doing that, I think let's try to use a multiple MCP server in this file, right? So I can try copying this and adding the both over here. So let me. Now what we have done, like in one MCP server we have added one was diagram. Now next MCP server detail which I've added is this one. So here I would require AWS profile to be added over here, right? So let's save this file and let's go ahead and set up the MCP AWS profile. So I would require AWS configure. I need to go pass the credential to authenticate my Amazon Q client to my AWS account. So profile. Okay, it required access key secret key. So let's go ahead and create this access key secret key. I can create. I'll use this for command line. From here, lost it. Reason I'll keep default. Enter. Now we are good. Now, yeah, I think this is saying. cool. I can see my cloud console is there, so I can just go and add into my MCP file now. Go enter by clicking typing Q, enter. Yeah, uh, I think yeah. So it successfully loaded the two uh, MCP server. One is a lab, one is Explorer. So now we can interact with these two multiple MCP server apart from all the prompt that we can. So by default, if you see right, my Amazon Q client is using the Claude 4 Sonnet as a LLM model. So that is which is being set up as a by default. So you can ask your other questions up any other random question what you ask for the chat gpt, but also it can also answer now your to AWS questions, right, about your last month bill. So this account, so the credential which you have passed, let's see like whether it's able to connect to the my account and able to send me the bill. Okay, so I'll just specify like maybe I can tell him, can you show me the bill for last month? I'm asking the bill for the last month. It will understand, I believe, like I'm referring to AWS bill. Yeah, it say that I'll help you to get the AWS bill for the last month. Let me first get the current date and determine the current date average. Nice. So it is trying to get this, use this tool, and using this tool, it will try to get the current date, right? And then it will know that okay, which last month I'm referring to. So it define okay. So now last month is June 2025. Now it's saying is that can running the get cost uses for this from this MCP server, and it will try to get the data in this format. Let's trust this. Go ahead. Cool. So what it says that you can use AWS CLI command. You can use this command to do this one. Now uh, go to AWS Building Cost Manager. So it has given the option, how you can check with a CLI and this thing, and check the console and this thing and explore. Now it says that would you like me to help you with this approach, or do you have the approach of I am permission, or do you want to modify? I will tell I'm already having the permission. The key which I downloaded that has permission. So I'll just give it okay. Let's. So now if you see it started running the AWS CLI command, um, um, and I think it first uses user permission. So I'm having this permission. It will try to see like what all permission I have to. I think let me check what profile I have. STS get caller. So this command will show me that what is the profile I'm having. Okay, say that I'm having this console. Okay, cool. Now what it says that I would require your permission to execute this command and get the data. I said okay, go ahead. So it just referring that, and it has given me all option. Okay, cool. Now using CLI, and they were able to get the data about what services we are paying for. So last month bill was around $1,635, and top contributor for this was Glue, Amazon EC2 services, and different services, right? From smaller services, we were having this many charges. So it's saying like, would you like me to break down the service cost and compare this with the previous month? I will say, okay, go ahead. So what is happening here? It is giving you the data based on your natural prompt. Now it is thinking, it's trying to break down all the costs month wise, and it will give you the detail monthly. So you can just see like how it is prominently working without any interaction with your console, and just a simple natural language, it's giving them information. Now it says that I have the comparison between the month of June, July, August. So it has given me the beautiful tables, which services is costing this service, costing how much, and how much was the spike month wise, right? Now try let's ask him the questions, basically about how much it would be cost for last month. uh, Maybe I can ask him like, the questions about the cost optimization. So uh, let me see what he suggests. So I'll just give him the another prompt. So, can you suggest any cost saving strategy based on my current AWS usage? Let's see what it does. Based on your AWS pattern, I suggest several things. Let it let it think, and it has the data now. It has a connectivity to your AWS console, so it will just go and read the data, and it will come up with a saying that what all suggestion it recommend. Beautiful. Perfect. Now I have the complimentary data cost saving. Here's my analyze. Wow. Okay, let's let it complete, and then I think we can read out. So it has given almost 8 point, right? So we can go one by one. Uh, Based on my utilization, I think it has told me that you're using the glue as a major services. So what need to be done to optimize those services, right? It has said like terminate all idle sessions, use a smaller DPU, and schedule the nice. And based on my public IPv utilization, it says that you are using this one in this region. So immediately you can use this one as a and release this IP. So yeah, based on my utilization now the next was like CloudWatch reduction, right? So it also give the action like how you can do the reduction of your CloudWatch services, right? And then Amazon EC2 right sizing as well. So for the category wise, like EC2 instance, it has suggested what all need to run. Like you can current instance sizing is this much, and it says that you can check running this one and get the utilization, like average utilization of the services, and downsize the services from here to here. And it also suggested us to purchase some reserve instance and this thing, right? So which is very beautifully done. I mean, I think it is saying like how much potential monthly saving you can do by out with this auto strategies. So, would you like me to implement any optimization, or would you like me to drive? So it also asks, like, should I give them, go ahead and give them whatever suggestion they have made, right? Maybe they can also try and checking and also coming out the solution like okay. Uh, but yeah, I think uh, this is more of understanding how well we can interact with the cloud and in a natural language format and get the data right. This is super cool. I think that's all for today's video, but I'll be creating a couple of more demo on DevOps task, how we can automate the DevOps task using the MCP servers. I think next I'll be also bringing up the Kubernetes clusters, how we can connect to the Kubernetes clusters and manage your Kubernetes cluster without running any kubectl command, right? So that's going to be a very super demo. Stay tuned. See you in next video. Thank you.